Yo, what's happening, guys? It is Friday the 26th. I'm doing this on a Friday because I've been screwing that up the last two times around. So we are going to do I just got back night before last. So I rolled in, actually, it would be yesterday morning if you want to get technical. I left at about 1:30, 2 o'clock on Wednesday from the Salt Lake area, drove straight through, did stop, grab a really, really, really good steak in Vegas. There's two places I go. Golden Steer Steakhouse. If you've never been there, you got to check that place out. Call ahead. You got to get the Dean. Well, I got the Dean Martin booth. Now, do I give a damn about Dean Martin? No, I could care less. I never watched anything he did, never listened to anything he did. I don't care. But that's the first booth I sat in. I had a partnership with some cars back in the mid 2000s. We're doing some offerings for GM. Actually, drove some GM cars. We hot rodded and drove them straight to Detroit. Presented them at a car show. Got awards. Put those in actually at SEMA. We did another offering with a wide body GTO. You can look at it. The RA6 is what it's referred to. You'll find a black one out there that was shown in SEMA. I was one of the founders on that car. In fact, I paid to have all the molds done. Really, really expensive endeavor that went nowhere. In fact, that particular car, that black car, was bought by a pro golfer. But that won some awards at SEMA, and that year we celebrated at the Golden Steer in the Dean Martin booth. Ever since, I've always gone back and sat in the Dean Martin booth every time I've been there. Now, I was rolling through there with my wife. We couldn't get a table at the time we were rolling through, and I wasn't going to stop and wait 4 hours. So went to another place called, what was it called? Now I can't remember. It was another little Carver's. That place is also awesome. Got an old school kind of a feel to it. It's over by Del Frisco's, which is really right across the street from Del Frisco's, which Del Frisco's is awesome too. But I stumbled into this one. It's directly behind the Flamingo. You got to go back about a half a mile or so. Place is awesome. Carver's, you got to check that joint out. Just a really, really, really nice joint. So that's where we went. Had a great time. Stopped for 45 minutes. Then went straight on. I got home at 2:30 in the morning yesterday. Slept a little bit, got back at it, and started to see, man, there's some wild stuff that's gone on since I've been gone. I step away for a few minutes, the market freaks the shit out. It's crazy. So I'm going to show you what's happening here in mortgage-backed securities, and that it's just like I was saying before, irrational movement. So here's where we're seeing the 3.0, and we saw some massive, massive fluctuation yesterday. So what we're seeing there, that is a ton of volume. We blew right through all the support lines we had before. If you look back at the previous one, you can see we had support lines right in here. And if we want to go back for a full 3 months here, you start seeing we blew through everything. This is where our support was, right here. Now, not only did we open right on it, but we blew way past it. Massive amount of volume selling off. Now, what's interesting here, when we see things like this, we have that kind of volume, but then all that buying back in, what you're doing is you're establishing a bottom. That's what we're hoping is establishing a bottom. We were kind of hoping this was our established bottom before. Then look how it opened way up. And that big ass open, you see where we have this gap. When that opened out, it closed the gap in here, and typically we'll see even more gaps closing up in this direction, what we've seen in the past. As you can see here, look at all the opens and closes where all these gaps tend to close up. So we may see this close up and get back up in here. Maybe there's a lot of irrational crap going on. There's things that we are not seeing at this point. We haven't seen these types of things in the past. There's not a lot of technicals that are playing into this. So I'm hoping we're going to see this as our bottom, get back to a little bit of, well, actually, if we go back even further, take a look at this. I've just now noticed this. This was an established bottom way back in November, right? So it looks like we had touched that same established bottom in November. That might put us right back in the same range here, climb back up out of it, and keep our rates where they are. Now, what we're seeing today, we're seeing some actual rates that are higher than what we should be seeing right now. Why? Because of all this volatility, they start to pad the market, and what they issue to us, as far as Wall Street issues to us, is going to be a little bit higher. So you're going to see things are going to be quoted higher because the volatility every day it's opening up in the negative, and because it's opening up in the negative, they don't want to put themselves in a poor hedge position to offer better than what they can get the next day. Because when we lock the rate, that's not your rate yet until you close. So they're actually hedging the market for you in advance, and they're putting themselves at risk. There's some things, if you go back and watch some of the things that we talked to my head of secondary, Dave Bennett, he's in the history of these I don't know what you want to call them, recordings that I've done, where he talks about this. Now, because of that, we are seeing interest rates quotes are going to be higher than what you've seen in the past. What's also alarming is take a look at the 2.0. This is where they've been pricing for the owner occupied. It's first time in history we've ever used the 2.0. So that's where you can see we don't have a long history. The max history here only goes back to November, right? If I go a max history on any other coupon, we can go back 2 years. Here I can only go back to November. But look, we're at the lowest point ever since this coupon's been used. What is that doing? That's pushing the rates for owner occupied up significantly. So you have the owner occupieds coming up. You know, we're staying kind of flat, maybe a little bit up in the 3.0, which is for your investor properties. They're going to come together, and one's going to push the other one. So we if this continues, also could put more loan rates at risk when it comes to your investor loans. So I don't have any prediction where this is going to go. What I can tell you is there's a lot of people freaking out right now. It's like, man, I didn't refinance my house. If you're reaching out to us, if you're wanting to refinance because the rates are low, I'm just going to tell you, I don't agree with it. I never have agreed with it. I will not encourage it. I think when people are calling you up saying, now's the time to refi, get in on this, that is a sales tactic. That is a way of using fear. That's a way for them to make money. I don't care about you. I personally have not refied any of my investment properties unless I'm pulling cash out. And to be honest, I haven't refied a damn thing in this particular window. I honestly have not. I have done one purchase during this window because I've been so damn busy, right? No refis. Not a single one. I've got interest rates over 6%. I do not care because I get to write that off. I'm still making cash flow. It's not going to make the big swing. We talked about that in the past. If you have to ask me if now is a good time to refi, I'm going to tell you no. If you want to refinance because it makes you feel better, that's 100% up to you. If you're asking Aaron Chapman, I'm going to say no, because I don't believe refinancing for rate is ever a good thing. It is a way for the Wall Street to get another trade in. It's a way for a bank to get some more fees. It's a way for you to feel good about yourself and spend more money, but that's it. If you want to feel good and spend more money, go buy some shoes or whatever it is that you like doing. But I don't think this, especially for the investors, is a good thing. Those of you who are freaking about the interest rates, you're quoting me 3.99. Who cares? It's less than half of it, the rate of inflation. You're doubling your money on that deal because of where we're at inflation. You shouldn't care about the rate, especially since it's gone up like an eighth or a quarter or 3/8. It doesn't matter. And if that is causing you grief, maybe you shouldn't consider real estate investing. This is just an idea. You don't have to, right? If that is going to cause you problems, you got bigger problems coming ahead because you're going to have thick skin doing this. You're going to have to be a CEO who can sit on top of your ship and turn and steer your rudder and deal with the storms and continue to head the direction you're going, right? So sometimes the storm will calm itself, which is what we've seen in the past with these great rates. Sometimes you'll have smooth sailing, and sometimes the sailor's going to have to calm himself or herself. This is the time we have to calm yourself or herself, or you need to calm you, because there is volatility in this market. I can't say what's going to happen in Joe Biden's America. There's a lot of craziness going on with that. There's a lot of uncertainty. The current administration is not giving the market anything to hang their hat on that I can see. Because of that, volatility is in our future. And because of that, you better buckle up and be ready to deal with interest rates moving. If you cannot, maybe you should go into something else. If you can, charge forward, because there's fortunes in what we're doing. So appreciate you guys watching. If you need anything from us, please reach out, let us know. Hopefully things taper down a little bit, ease up a little bit. My people will continue to work as hard as they can and just understand, guys, we're getting our asses kicked on the regular. We're going to keep working at it. We're going to keep chopping at it, keep getting every deal done. And if you have questions for us, please let us know. We're here to help.